Welcome, everyone. We're so glad to have you here today. If you run a transportation business and you're wondering how to actually start showing up on Google, and more importantly, how to turn that visibility into leads, you're in the right place. This webinar is all about giving you the tools and strategies to grow your business online, even if you're not tech savvy or have no idea where to start. Let's be honest, your potential customers aren't asking around or flipping through a directory anymore. They're going straight to Google and typing things like trailer dealer near me or best trucking company in Houston. And if your business isn't showing up in those searches, you're basically invisible. Even if you're amazing at what you do, even if your service is better than the competition, if people can't find you online, you're handing them over to someone else who's simply more visible. That's the reality of today's market. So why does this happen? Well, it usually comes down to three things. 1, the business doesn't have a website, or the website looks like it hasn't been updated in 10 years. 2, the Google business profile is incomplete or poorly set up. And 3, there's no strategy, no reviews, no content, no visibility. And here's the thing. Google doesn't just rank websites randomly. It ranks trust and relevance. It wants to recommend businesses that are reliable, real, and locally active. That means your business info needs to be consistent everywhere online. You need strong customer reviews, a fast and mobile-friendly site, and content that answers the questions your customers are actually typing into the search bar. Now here's the good news. Most of your competitors aren't doing this either. They're still relying on word of mouth or outdated marketing, and that gives you the chance to jump ahead of them. In this training, we're going to break it all down step by step. We'll show you how to optimize your website, how to show up on Google Maps, how to dominate your service area, and how to turn that search traffic into real leads and booked jobs. So, if you're ready to stop leaving money on the table and start showing up exactly where your customers are looking, let's get started with the first step. Now that we've uncovered why your business isn't getting found online, let's talk about what actually works. There are 3 main areas, 3 pillars, that determine whether your transportation business shows up in search results, gets clicks, and converts those clicks into real leads. If you're missing even one of these, it can hold your entire strategy back. But when all 3 work together, the impact is huge. You stop chasing work, and instead, your business starts attracting it. The first pillar is local visibility. This is what gets your business to show up when someone searches for something like reefer trailer dealer in Houston or local moving company near me. This is where your Google business profile comes in. When it's set up and optimized the right way, you can appear in Google Maps, in the local pack, and sometimes even above regular websites. This is prime digital real estate, and most businesses don't know how to claim it properly. We're going to go deeper into that in the next session, because it deserves its own spotlight. But for now, just understand, local visibility gets you seen by people in your area, right when they're looking. The second pillar is organic visibility, which is all about your website and how it ranks in Google's regular search results. Here's the deal. Your website needs to be more than a digital brochure. It needs to be fast, mobile-friendly, and filled with content that matches what people are searching for. Let's say someone types in dry van trailers for sale in Florida. If you have a dedicated page that talks about that specific service with clear keywords and helpful info, your chances of ranking go way up. Your site structure, your content, your page speed, all of it plays a role here. And when it's dialed in, Google sees you as a relevant, trustworthy business worth showing to more people. The third pillar is social proof, and it's a big one. Even if you're visible, and even if your website looks great, if your reviews are weak or missing, potential clients will hesitate. Think about it. When was the last time you chose a company online without checking the reviews? Google pays close attention to this too. Businesses with more frequent, positive, and well-managed reviews tend to rank higher, and customers are more likely to reach out to someone who clearly has a good track record. So yes, reviews help with trust, but they also directly affect your visibility and your conversions. Here's the magic. When your local presence, your website, and your reputation are aligned, the results multiply. You don't just show up, you show up looking like the best option. The client already sees your service area, your offering, your 5-star rating, your call to action, and your credibility, all before they even call. This is how leads start flowing in without having to cold call, chase quotes, or pray for word-of-mouth referrals. Now that you understand the full picture of online visibility, we're going to zoom in on the first pillar, local SEO. Now we'll walk you step by step through how to properly set up and optimize your Google business profile, so you can start showing up on Google Maps and outrank your competitors in local searches. So let's get into it. How do you actually set up and optimize your Google business profile the right way? This is one of the most powerful tools you have for local visibility, and yet so many transportation businesses either skip it or don't use it to its full potential. The first thing you need to do is make sure every detail in your profile is filled out. Your business name, phone number, website, hours of operation, and most importantly, your service areas. Google wants to know who you are and where you operate. And if that information isn't consistent or complete, you're going to struggle to show up. Now here's where most people go wrong: choosing the wrong category. You want to select a primary category that directly reflects your core service. If you're a trailer dealer, pick trailer dealer. If you run a transportation or logistics business, choose accordingly. That one decision influences where and how you appear in search. After that, you can add secondary categories to support the full scope of your services. Then, let's talk attributes. These are small but powerful trust signals, things like online estimates available, on-site service, or even specific options like reefer trailers available or flatbeds in stock. Use them. They help potential clients get quick answers, and they help Google understand what you actually offer. Images are another major factor. Your profile should include real photos of your equipment, your lot, your storefront if you have one, even your team. Businesses with photos get more clicks, more calls, and more trust. And don't forget to upload videos if you have them. Walkthroughs, customer deliveries, behind-the-scenes clips, they all help build credibility. And yes, you can post updates to your profile. Use that section to share announcements, new inventory, promos, or company news. Treat your Google business profile like your digital storefront. It should feel active and alive, not abandoned. Now, reviews. This is where the magic really happens. You don't need 1,000 reviews to win. What you need are consistent, positive, recent reviews. Make it part of your process. After every delivery, sale, or completed service, ask for a review. Send them a direct link to make it easy. And always reply, thank them, address concerns if they exist, and show future prospects that you care. Finally, Google likes profiles that stay active. So each month, do a quick check-in. Make sure your hours and info are still accurate, post something new, and monitor reviews. It's simple maintenance that keeps your visibility strong. Coming up next, we're going to talk about your website, how to structure your site, what pages you need, and how to turn visitors into real leads. Let's keep going. Your website is where all that visibility turns into action. Once someone finds you on Google, lands on your site, and considers reaching out, that moment depends entirely on how your site is built. So let's break down what makes a transportation website actually convert visitors into leads. Let's start with the basics. Most transportation businesses either have a one-page site or a generic homepage with a few scattered details. But if you want your site to actually generate phone calls and quote requests, you need structure. That means a clear, focused homepage that introduces your business, and then individual service pages that target exactly what you offer. If you sell trailers, you should have a dedicated page for dry vans, another for reefers, another for flatbeds, and so on. If you run a moving company, break it down into residential, long distance, or commercial. Each page should be built around the keywords your potential clients are searching for. Local terms, service-based terms, combinations like flatbed trailers in Houston or office movers in Atlanta. These aren't just guesses. They're the exact phrases people type into Google when they're ready to buy. Your site needs to speak their language, and that starts with keyword targeting. But it's not just about showing up. It's about making people take action once they land on your site. That's where your calls to action come in. Every page should make it easy to take the next step. Whether that's call now, request a quote, or book a consultation? Those buttons need to be clear, visible, and repeated throughout the page. Don't make people search for a way to reach you. The easier you make it, the more likely they'll act. Now let's talk about performance. Google and your visitors both expect your website to load fast, especially on mobile. If your site is slow or clunky, people will bounce. And more importantly, they'll never call you. Make sure your site is optimized for mobile devices, loads in under 3 seconds, and looks clean and professional. Add credibility elements like client logos, certifications, review badges, and testimonials. All of these build trust. We've seen businesses completely transform their lead flow just by applying these changes. When a site is clean, targeted, mobile optimized, and filled with service-focused content and strong calls to action, it performs. It doesn't have to be fancy, just well-structured and built around what your customers are actually searching for. And that's what your website needs to become, not just an online brochure, but a lead-generating machine. Coming up next, we'll talk about the technical side, how to make sure Google can actually read and index your site the right way. So now that your website is structured and optimized to drive conversions, let's talk about one of the most powerful and often underestimated ranking signals: trust. When someone finds your business online, they're not just looking for services, they're looking for confidence. They want proof that you're reliable, that others have had a good experience, and that you're worth their money. That's where online reviews come in. Google pays close attention to your reviews. The quantity, the quality, and the consistency all matter. Businesses with fresh, positive reviews tend to appear higher in the local pack and Google Maps results, and they get more clicks because social proof works. People trust what others say more than anything you write about yourself. But here's the problem. Most businesses don't actively manage their reviews. They wait and hope someone leaves a nice comment. That's not a strategy. You have to ask for them. After every completed job, send a quick follow-up email or text message thanking the customer and linking them directly to your Google review page. Don't overthink it. Just make it easy. And when you do get reviews, positive or negative, respond to all of them. Thank the happy ones, and for the not-so-great ones, stay professional and offer a solution. Prospects aren't just reading your reviews, they're watching how you respond. Now let's talk about directories. You should be listed everywhere your audience is searching. Google Business Profile, of course, but also Yelp, BBB, industry-specific directories, even your local Chamber of Commerce. These listings help Google verify your business info, and the more consistent your name, address, and phone number, NAP, are across the web, the better you'll rank. And one more thing, brand mentions. If someone talks about your company on a blog or news site but doesn't link to you, that's a missed opportunity. You can use tools like Google Alerts or SEMrush's brand tracking to monitor when you're mentioned online. Then simply reach out and ask them to add a link. It helps your SEO and builds authority. At the end of the day, this is about building a brand people trust, both customers and search engines. Trust isn't just a nice-to-have in digital marketing. It's a ranking factor, a conversion booster, and the reason someone picks you over a competitor. Coming up next, we're diving into the technical side, how to make sure Google can actually crawl and index your site the right way, so all the work you've done doesn't go to waste. Because here's the truth. Even if your Google profile is optimized, your website is well structured, and you've built trust with strong reviews, if you're not tracking what's working, you're flying blind. That's why performance tracking is such a critical part of your SEO strategy. Let's talk about the tools first. You don't need anything fancy. Just start with Google Analytics and Google Search Console. Both are free, both are powerful, and they'll give you more than enough data to understand what's going on with your traffic. Google Analytics shows you how many people are coming to your site, where they're coming from, how long they stay, and which pages they interact with. It also tracks if people are taking action, like clicking your phone number, filling out a form, or requesting a quote. That's your conversion data, and it's key. Then there's Search Console. This tool shows you how your site is performing in search, what keywords people are using to find you, what your average position is, how often your pages appear, and how often people click. It also alerts you to indexing issues or errors that might be holding you back without you even realizing it. So what should you actually be paying attention to? 3 things: traffic, click-through rate, and conversions. If your traffic is growing, it's a sign your visibility is improving. If your click-through rate is low, maybe your page titles or meta descriptions need work. And if your traffic is good but conversions are low, it might be time to look at your calls to action or your page layout. The key here is to use this data to adjust and refine. Look at what pages are performing well and do more of that. Find the pages that are underperforming and fix them. That's how SEO becomes a strategy, not just a to-do list. And the more consistent you are with tracking, the clearer the results will be. We've seen businesses completely transform their lead flow just by applying these changes. When your site is clean, targeted, mobile optimized, and filled with service-specific content and strong calls to action, results follow. Nothing fancy, just a well-structured site, laser-focused on what your customers are actually searching for. So now that you're tracking your performance and making smarter decisions with real data, let's talk about how to make this process sustainable. Because, let's be honest, SEO takes time, but with the right systems in place, you can keep everything running without feeling overwhelmed. The key here is automation. You don't need to do everything manually. Start by automating the repetitive stuff, things like performance reports, keyword tracking, and site audits. Tools like Google Search Console, SEMrush, and Ahrefs let you schedule automatic updates, alerts, and summaries, so you always know what's going on without digging for it. But automation alone isn't enough. You still need structure, a plan you can follow month after month to keep your strategy alive and evolving. That's where a simple monthly checklist comes in. Week 1, review your performance. Look at your traffic, rankings, and leads from the past month. What improved? What dropped off? Make note of anything that needs attention. In week 2, update your website content. This could mean refreshing old blog posts, improving your service pages, or adding new keywords you discovered in your reports. Google loves fresh content. It shows your site is active and relevant. Week 3, post something to your Google business profile. Share an update, a tip, a recent project, whatever makes sense for your business. Regular activity keeps your profile fresh and visible in local results. And in week 4, do a quick technical check. Use a tool to scan for broken links, slow pages, or any indexing issues. Fixing even small problems can help you maintain speed, performance, and rankings over time. Following this monthly rhythm helps you stay consistent without burning out. You don't need to do everything at once, just a little each week with the right tools and focus. And as your business grows, you can scale this process. Hire a team member, use better tools, or delegate pieces of it without losing control or momentum. Because great SEO isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things consistently and letting smart systems do the heavy lifting for you. All right, let's bring it all together. What we've walked through in this training isn't just a bunch of tips. It's a full strategy. It's about visibility, trust, and performance. You need to show up in the right places, build credibility, and make sure your site is actually working to turn traffic into real leads. If you apply what we've covered, here's what you can expect. In 30 days, you'll start seeing movement, better visibility, more engagement. In 60 days, your rankings begin to improve, your calls and quote requests start to grow. And in 90 days, you'll be in a position to generate leads consistently, without cold calling or relying on word of mouth. Now, if you want help putting all of this into action, that's exactly what we do at Logistics Marketing. We work exclusively with transportation businesses, and we know how to get you seen, trusted, and contacted. If you're ready to start bringing in more clients and contracts online, we'd love to connect. Get in touch with us at Logistics Marketing. Thanks for being part of this training. We appreciate your time, and we're here to help you take the next step when you're ready.